welcome. I am Mayor Dan Pope, and we're glad that you've come to a public forum hosted by our Community Engagement Task Force. So let me give you just a little bit of background on what the Community Engagement Task Force is, and then I will get out of your way. I'll give you a little background on that, talk a little bit about what we're going to do tonight, and then I'll get out of the way because you probably didn't come to see me. I was elected mayor along with 3 new city council members in May of 2016. That summer in Dallas, in July, late July, 5 Dallas police officers were senselessly murdered. After an event where their job was to make sure that people could peacefully protest. I've told people many times that was when I really realized the sort of the gravity of this position, but that's not why we're here. 2 weeks later, 2.5 weeks later, 2 more policemen were killed in a sort of an ambush in Baton Rouge in Louisiana. Both of those, hit pretty close to home geographically, and so Chief Stevens and I talked over that weekend and wanted to have a press conference to talk about what made Lubbock different and to maybe answer people's questions that might be on citizens' mind. I think providentially we were fortunate enough to have been reached. There's some local pastors that reached out to us, and so before that press conference, we spent about 30 or 45 minutes with some pastors from different parts of our community, largely from East Lubbock, I might add, and I've been looking around to see if any of those folks are in the room, but you would know them. They're people who've been in our community for a long time. They have our community's best interest at heart. And we decided then and there that we were going to work on building relationships, engaging at a different level, trying to build trust, talk about the things that bother us, talk about racial equity, talk about problems that exist in our community. And so we began meeting. We meet the first Friday of every month. We meet at City Hall. We meet right on the first floor when you walk in. We meet at 7:30 in the morning. If you show up, we'll feed you. The only requirement is if you come in, we want you to listen respectfully and participate. We've had a great opportunity, so now for 4.5 years we've been doing that. One of the outgrowths of that has been a series of forums. The first set of them we called Let's Talk. We moved those all over the community. This is sort of the second set of those that we are completing here tonight. This is the 6th, and this set we've been in every city council district, and then we decided when we got to District 6, Ms. Joy said, why don't we do it at Texas Tech, or we suggested Texas Tech, and her district butts up to Tech, and so we decided to do this one here. We're so thankful that to be hosted tonight by some folks from Texas Tech, and I'll mention them in just a minute. So the goal has been to talk about what's on your mind, and we've covered a lot of ground, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that tonight. We can potentially have a chance as we go along to talk a bit about it. We've got a really exciting agenda tonight, I think. This is the first opportunity that many of us will have to spend some time with our brand new police chief, Chief Floyd Mitchell, who's been on the job a week and a day. And we're so pleased that he's here. We're going to get to hear him talk a little bit about his background and talk a bit about community policing and some of his ideas about that. And that's the direction that we're moving.
Good evening, and thank you for coming out tonight and giving me this opportunity to, one, introduce myself to you. Just like Mayor Pope said, I'm Floyd Mitchell. I am the new police chief for the City of Lubbock. I was sworn in last week. We had our ceremony on Friday. I come to you from the city of Temple via Kansas City. I was born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City is a city much like Lubbock. It is a city of 459,000, very diverse community. It has a lot of social issues that I know the law enforcement and the social economic fiber community there is working on. I did a little over 25 years in Kansas City, retired there as a division commander, and took over the police chief's job in Temple. I was down there in Temple for a little over 4 years as its police chief before pursuing the position here in Lubbock. One of the things that I think is important to talk about, as the mayor said, is diversity and some of the issues that we face as a community and how law enforcement impacts our diversity and how the police are interacting with our community. In 2015, the president had a task force. It's called the 21st Century Task Force on Policing. And I'm sure a lot of folks have read that task force recommendations and things like that. But when you look at the 6 pillars, the things that came out of that task force, I think one of the most important things that I take away from those 6 pillars, or those most important things, is trust and legitimacy. And who confers that trust and legitimacy on its police department. And look at trust and legitimacy, it is bestowed upon the police department from its community. And how that's done is through trust. And what we do from a community policing standpoint has to be building that trust and legitimacy within our community. And it's all of our community, from a social and economic standpoint, from a race standpoint. So when I look at policing and how I've policed all my life is making sure that from the top down, we have a culture, we build a culture of trust and legitimacy. We do that by being involved and engaged in our community. We get out there, we get out of our cars, we talk, we speak, we sit down, we have a cup of coffee, we break bread together, but making sure people understand that it's okay to come and have a conversation with us. It's okay to come to our house, whether it be our police station or our decentralized police stations that are going to be built. And I'm sure the mayor may end this with the decentralization and the groundbreaking that's going to take place on Friday. But the decentralization of our police department is a key step in our community policing philosophy. And that community policing philosophy is having patrol division stations within those neighborhoods, embedded in those neighborhoods, so the people in that community have a central place, that light, that beacon, where they know they are welcome and they can come in. These substations are going to have community rooms where we hope to bring the programming in to where you want to come in, once a month for a community engagement meeting, to where we can talk to you about what's going on in that geographical area for that patrol division station. Those patrol division stations are going to be head up by executive member of my staff, a command level person. The shift pattern and all that still has to be worked out. But this is a key stepping off point this Friday when we do the groundbreaking for that first patrol division station, and the programming is to go to the second and the third patrol division station down the line. So when I look at community engagement and community policing, this is a key piece and it's important. What I also want to make sure that my community understands is we need your help. We want to make sure that the patrol division station within your neighborhood, you know where it's at, you know you're welcome, and those rooms are there for you. Those community rooms are there for you. So if you have an event that you want to hold a meeting, you're welcome to do that. You're going to have to schedule it because there will be other meetings, but we want to make sure that you guys understand that that building is yours. It's a police station, but it's your police station. It's the police station for the entire community. So I'm very excited to be a part of this program. I wasn't here for the initial design of the structure, but I'm going to be intimately involved right now, and I'm very excited about that.